What's going on, everybody? It's Joe again.
And I am Pastor Barone. So glad that you are joining us for LifeCast once again. Pastor Joe, I'm excited about today.
I'm really excited to get into something that has been on the table actually at Loma Linda Academy for a while now. And it's finally been actualized, has been approved, has been put into motion. And that is the Black Student Association. Oh, so excited that this is happening. Pastor Barone, tell us about this. Are you the Black Student Association, man?
Yeah, man, listen, I was an alumnus. I am an alumnus of Loma Linda Academy. I can't be more excited about the student-led development of a BSA there at Loma Linda Academy. I'm so excited that this is happening. You know, our last episode, Pastor Joe, we were talking about representation and how important that is. And now the school is not only the student body, but also the school administration and leadership is stepping forward. And I am excited about the development of the BSA. We could talk about how long it's been and how long this has been needed there at the school. And that could lead down all different sorts of paths, but we're in the here and the now, the present. It is happening. It is going down. And I, for one, am excited. And I know that some of the students there at Loma Linda Academy are really excited about it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, maybe some of us have questions about what this means, what this looks like for our campus, and what better way to get those questions answered than to talk to some of the students who have founded this BSA themselves, you know, and we have an opportunity to do that. Just coming up, we have them as guests. What legends we have on this campus for the student body to be so energetic to make a space for people that have maybe not have had a space to share their story before, right? And who are willing to really get in the mix to create these spaces, these safe spaces for their classmates to feel represented, to feel included. That's just really beautiful to see happening, especially during this time of racial tension and a political tension as well, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. And for people to be able to share their stories and really to be inclusive about it, you know, and be able to say, hey, look, we want to be able to share with others the beauty of our culture, because, you know, sometimes you only see one side of the story,
right?
Or you only hear one side of the story. You only see what's bad, or you have these assumptions and you build them in, and those can lead to some very dark and bad places. And we've seen that in America, where some assumptions, some ways of thinking about different cultures really leads us to some biases, to some judgment, to other areas that are really not helpful, because we're not actually listening to the stories of people of that culture. And, you know, I, for one, I don't see culture as a bad thing. Loma Linda has so many different cultures that are a part of the school that are beautiful, You learn a whole lot of things about people. And I think that those stories are really valuable. And I'm glad that the Black Student Association is going to have a chance to do just that, especially during this time where it's come to the forefront again. It's not that it ever went away, Pastor Joe.
Right.
It's not that we weren't experiencing, or people weren't experiencing racism or police brutality, or that the issues and challenges of financial equity or educational equity, they existed before this moment came. But now the things that have happened over the last 9 months here in America, and the things that will happen throughout the rest of 2020, really help to frame the situation and bring it to the forefront and keep it there, so that we can really understand and listen more, and grow more and develop. And I think that Loma Linda Academy is a place where students will learn, they'll grow, they'll develop, they're willing to listen, and really hear these stories and be made better for it. I think we're all better when we listen to the stories of different cultures, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Conversation is a necessity for growth. And, you know, learning about someone else's narratives only grows us. And I'm excited to see where this groundbreaking first ever BSA will take our campus. and what stories we can hear from it, and how we can grow as a community in expanding our perspectives and understanding of the world.
For sure. And I'm excited to bring them on in just a couple of minutes. But can we just pause for just a second as well, Pastor Joe, and just say what amazing students they are at Loma Linda Academy. I mean, where there's so many different things that students could be doing in the midst of this pandemic.
Right, right.
So many different areas and ways and stuff that could be happening, but yet they see a need and they're going to spend their time, which perhaps is not as free as they might think it is, to be able to do something good and something positive. And I want to celebrate the Black students and the parents that have taken the time and the energy and the effort to say, no, we're going to make this happen now in a positive way to do something good for the students. And I hope that people really see and experience that, because we can draw all sorts of negative stereotypes and negative things from things that are going on in our society right now. But this is something positive.
Right.
This is something that can be life-giving to the church. These are things that leave people better if they truly engage them. And our young people, man, and just sharp and fired up and willing to learn about process, go through it, and to better themselves, to create places and spaces for other leaders to be developed, which is part of what clubs on campus are all about. You learn how to lead, you learn how to develop, you learn how you look at teachers and they're like trying to plan something and nobody wants to go. And then all of a sudden you try to do it. You're like, oh, I get it now. I get
right,
it.
Absolutely.
Or everybody quiet. We're trying to have a meeting. I get why they might say that now. They get a chance to experience it. I think it's amazing. What a great opportunity for them and the students of Loma Linda Academy.
Absolutely. And with that, let's head over to talking to Faith and Lizzie, and let's hear some of their story. All right. I am here with Elizabeth and Faith, and they are two of the founders or the charter members of the brand new BSA, the Black Student Association. And we're so excited to have them on Livecast here with us. How are y'all doing?
We're good. I'm good. Thank you for having us. It's an honor.
Man, Pastor Joe, these are historical students at Loma Linda Academy.
That's right.
We're in the presence of historical young people who are making a difference and a change. I'm in awe of them and inspired by them. This is Livecast at its best right here. This is
yes, you are the legends, and really appreciate the energy and passion that you have put into this. And so I wanted to really just get into it and tell me if you can tell us how has been the process of getting all of this started. What's been the story of making this happen? Can you start with what was the beginning?
It was a process.
It was a process.
Lizzie, you can start since you've been in the high school longer than I have.
Yeah, so basically, I've always kind of going through my journey at Loma Linda, I felt like I've never had a place that made me feel comfortable in who I was as a Black student in Loma Linda. So I always wondered, I spoke with the people older than me, and I was like, why don't we have a safe place just for us to tell our story and just just talk to each other and have these conversations so we can all feel included at Loma Linda Academy, because we're the minority. We're the minority at Loma Linda. There's not a lot of us. And I just wanted a safe place for us, but not a divisive place for us. So I just wanted everyone to just get a part of our story and our struggle at Loma Linda Academy so we can just move forward as a campus in being included. So that's how I found the need and the urge for this BSA.
Yeah.
And Lizzie, that's awesome, because as an alumnus of Loma Linda Academy and a Black student there, I just have so much. It's just so exciting to see that happen, and it's happening. It's for real, because I graduated from there in 1996, and we didn't have that space that you and the other students and founding members are creating right now. So that is amazing. Was it tough kind of getting things up off of the ground? What did you kind of have to do to kind of get it, to move it from an idea and a need to an actual club on campus?
So I know that the idea between me and Lizzie, she brought it up to me like eighth grade year, and then freshman year, we kind of like just saw how much of a need there was because more Black people were in high school than were before. And we were like, no, we should do this. So by the end of this past year, we started doing research and just to make sure that we knew exactly what we wanted to do it and how we wanted to do it. And so we did research. Then later on in the summer, well, we called up some parents just for them to have support. And later on in the summer, we applied and it was in the process. Lizzie, you want to go from there?
Yeah, it was definitely a process. And we just saw the time and what was going on in the world as an opportunity, and we took it. So basically, like kids before, they tried to start a Black student union or Black student association, but the time was never right. People really didn't see the need for it. But this time gave us the opportunity, and people really stepped into our shoes, which I'm grateful. And I just thank God every day that they took time out of themselves to just step into our experience.
And we decided to take that opportunity.
Exactly.
And I think if we hadn't taken it then, there probably wouldn't have been
it wouldn't have been. But yeah, so a bunch of like past students tried to start it, but it didn't go as through. But this time and opportunity just made it way easier for us to proceed.
So yeah, I guess my question would be, adding to that, is, so during this season, like starting from the summer, right, the killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, has all of that racial tension happening in our country been a factor in starting this?
Yeah, I know for me, I decided that I really wanted to go through this and kind of just made me really passionate for it because I wanted to make a change where I could. And I know that we're not the only Black students that sometimes feel like, oh, all the other clubs other than sports are like not for us and we don't have a space for us. So that's where I wanted to do it.
And that's amazing. So in terms of support, as young people, you're in high school, you're kind of pushing forward as founding members, and we'll talk about the next steps that you guys are taking in terms of further formalizing the club itself. But were there other parents and other leaders, other teachers that are kind of helping in this process right now? Because, you can have an idea and say, we want to do this, but part of the leadership process, at least as a student, is also finding support from adults. Did your parents and other adults support and help push you along? Did you have to fight against them too?
So I'll say, number one, that I put out a petition and about over 360 people saw it and kind of signed it to say that we should have a BSU at Loma Linda. So that was definitely pressure and definitely a lot of support for us. And with our parents were always supportive and they kind of just want to set it down for us. And yeah, that kind of was a struggle, but I think we're over that stage. So yeah, Lizzie, do you want to add?
Yeah, everyone, like all faculty and the parents were just in so much support of us, and they wanted it to happen so much. It may have seemed overbearing for us, but it just showed how much love they had for the movement and what this was going to bring to the school. And so I want to thank you guys, especially Pastor Joe, Pastor Savor. You guys have been instrumental. Dr. Sandiford, he's going to be our sponsor. And I want to give actually a huge shout out to Miss Lewis. Actually, she came to us and willing to help, just with so much, even though that she knew that she she was white. Like, she acknowledged the fact that she was white, but she wanted to take her privilege and help us. And so that was just instrumental and inspiring. And I just want to thank her, especially.
Wow,
Absolutely.
Pastor Joe, do you hear that? I mean, that's part of what this whole LifeCast thing is about, is hearing this kind of story
Right.
where it's people in administration, whether you're a white educator, Dr. Sandiford, amazing teacher, been at Loma Linda for like 20, 25 years, if not longer than that. Amazing advocate for students, and one of the Black educators there at Loma Linda Academy that is supporting this. It's awesome to hear that you all are getting the support of not only students, but also of the faculty and administration. And I'll say as well that, there's also has to be from the high up administration as well. They have to buy into it, and your principal, Ms. Valenzuela, and Dr. Herman as well, have been very supportive of the BSA being formed.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
that's great. That says a lot about what you all as students are doing. That's great.
Yeah. All in all, we had a lot of support from
A lot of
everyone.
support.
Yes, no, absolutely. We are really excited as a faculty to see this happening. And I remember it being brought up in a faculty meeting when we were talking about it, and there was no shadow of a doubt that this is what we wanted to happen. And hearing that there are students like you too who were excited and passionate about moving it forward. I mean, it was overwhelming the amount of positive support that you had. So I'm really, really excited to see where you continue to move with this. And with that, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to in this school year? What are some of the things that that you hope to accomplish through the BSA? Sorry.
I think I'll start, and I'll say by just having a place of being able to tell our story and being able to tell our struggles and being able to not just joke around with our Black community in Loma Linda, but to be able to talk about real stuff that actually, like, the real struggles we have in life for being Black. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably what I'm most excited about.
For me, it was just like, I'm excited about creating a space for not only to educate, but just for conversation, and just to bring people in our space and just show them what it is that we go through, the good and the bad, And people might look at BSA as only for like Black students, but no, it's a space for everyone. We want everyone to step in our experience, and we want them to see what it is to be a Black person in America. And so that's what it really is about. It's not about division, but it's about coming together and creating a comfortable environment for conversation. And not only for conversation, but for fun. We're planning on doing a bunch of events, Friendsgivings, cookouts, just a bunch of things to bring people together. Of course, with social distancing and masks. But I just wanted to create a comfortable, fun environment for not only our students, but for the whole school.
And I think that's like really vital. And just having a place where our story can be heard, not only during Black History Month.
Exactly.
People can come in, and if they want to come in here and hear our stories and kind of step into our shoes, that place, that opportunity will be there for them.
I love hearing that. That's amazing. And you helping to create a formal space and not just an informal one, which we all occupy, but a formal space for that to happen is exciting. And I really look forward to seeing what the BSA is going to do. Now, as kind of like founding charter members getting this started, there's also a process where people kind of come in and take formal office and whatnot. You all have done a lot of heavy lifting, but you're also moving toward a space where you're actually going to be having your first elections. Kind of tell me a little bit about that, what you're looking forward to in that process. And, are you guys already on social media? How can people learn more about what BSA is doing? I know that in time there'll be other officers that kind of take things over, but you guys are kind of getting things going. So tell me, is there an election that's going to be taking place? What's happening with that?
So I guess I'll go. Pretty much right now what we're doing, since this is our first club, we don't have any members to vote and stuff like that. We're going to be appointing people. I know a lot of people have reached out and they've had interest in being in office. So I've mentioned those names to Dr. Sandiford, and some have even reached out to him. And they're going to be in contact and he'll be interviewing. So there's certain requirements to be in office, and he's going to pretty much interview you to see if that's the right fit for our club and what we want to do. And then going forward from that, probably at the end of first semester, once we have members, we'll probably hold elections for second semester. So we have the election process and we get to experience doing that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And then,
Man, that's great.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
And then in that, people might assume that we're going to be president and vice president. No, we're going to for the first semester, they're appointing officers, but for the next semester, those positions are free to anyone who wants to run. Mm-hmm. You don't want to make it seem like, oh, we're taking it on as our own. We're going to be vice president and president. If someone is more eligible than we are, they will be taking those positions.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That takes a lot of maturity to take that position and posture and really make it available to those that really desire to be a part of leadership, because part of the high school experience is being a part of organizations, learning, growing, being educated in them, and then also the ability to perhaps become a leader on campus, because this is where a lot of leadership lessons are learned. Right. And I want to commend you all for creating a space for the Black students to have a space to tell their stories, to get experience in leadership, for the experience that you all have gained in formulating a club, but also being able to say, hey, look, we got it started. We're leaving it to the students and those that want to be members to vote on who's going to be president and vice president and all the other offices that we're going to have. That says a lot about you and who you are and the character that you're developing as well. So I just see that as awesome. That's great job. Well done. Well done.
And I think the second question was how we're going to be getting our stuff out there. So look out for an Instagram account. It's coming very, very soon. And also an email, because I don't want everyone to be contacting us about questions and not know who to contact, which person to contact. I don't want there to be any excuse for people that want to be a part of the BSA to be a part of the BSA. So it's coming very, very, very soon, probably before this airs, in fact. So, yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Any closing thoughts about what you want to let the students know about the upcoming BSA or anything like that?
I think I would say you're welcome. You're welcome to come. We're welcoming you with open eyes. Arms.
through Zoom, open eyes.
Arms.
I mean, having open eyes probably helps as well,
yeah. And so we're just welcoming you. So anyone can come, anyone can be a part of it. We're welcoming you, definitely.
Wait. Hold on one second. You said something there, and I just want to be clear. You said that anyone can come in and be a part of the BSA. It's not like only for Black students. Like if you're not Black, you're going to get rejected.
No.
That defeats the purpose.
That's awesome.
It is a club that is supposed to bring people together, not divide us. That's not the point. That is not the point of this club. It's all for inclusivity and just hearing about our story and being educated, if that's your desire.
Man, I'm praying for the best and for this to be hugely successful. I hope that 30 years from now, you guys show up at Loma Linda Academy and you see that the club is still doing amazing things, man. This is great.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to you two legends on this campus. I really appreciate your time and your dedication to this and your vision. Absolutely golden, and really looking forward to what the BSA will be, how it's going to grow throughout this year and the upcoming things that you have plans for. So we'll look out for the Instagram, like you said, and the email for more contact info. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.